What's up, guys? Pypo here, bringing you today doing some WSG action. In this video today, we'll be talking about a topic that I think I might have talked about a certain, I know I've talked about me bodyboarding before in videos and how poorly it goes, but I thought for this one, I'd talk about one of the times where I actually thought I was going to die. This is one of the main reasons I don't bodyboard anymore. I mean, amongst other reasons, like it never went well for me. I'm way too big to bodyboard and actually like just do it. I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm sure like someone who's big can do it just fine. For some reason, me just going out and going to the water, like I just almost die every time. I'm like way too overconfident as well. I got a real problem with confidence. And it's not a lack thereof confidence. It's too much of it. I have way too much fucking confidence. I need to just fucking scale back on my confidence here. He goes from a cyclone to an ice block, which kind of pisses me off because I did just sink a chim shot into the ice block. Doesn't really matter because I just build up steady shots like that. Get an aim shot proc and aim shot chim shot. Oh no. Oh no, that aim shot chim shot. He does try to pop a stealth here, but it does not matter because if you run away as a hunter, that mark that you put up as a hunter automatically makes you be able to stay on that target. Does not let other people see it though if they do go stealth, which is just one of those little things they changed recently. But basically the story goes like this. I used to bodyboard a lot. I used to bodyboard since the age of like probably about 11. Like my dad used to take me out and take me bodyboarding. Like right before he left to fucking bail, he took me out bodyboarding, and then he left, and I was still into it. So I had to find other ways to get to the beach and go. And then of course I found like bodyboarding friends, and they would help me get out there. And for the first like 3 years of bodyboarding, it was fine because I was not confident enough to do it ridiculously. Meaning that if the swell was huge. Where's the flag? Is he coming up still? I'm just going to the base. Fuck it. I wasn't confident enough to go out in big swell, which meant there was no problems. There's no problems. There's no problems whatsoever. You can bodyboard a 4-foot swell, and it's no problem whatsoever. Like pretty much anyone could probably do that. But then as I got older, even though my skills didn't even really get any better, I'm waiting for people to spawn here. Like I'm just waiting. Good lord, because we're about to cap. May as well just wait. And I really. Really, Mr. Druid? Yeah, he's a show-off. You are a show-off, you piece of shit. Good lord. That's fine, because I can just rocket boots. Rocket boots! Why is he just up there? I love that me and this fucking just stealth druid are up in this fucking place. No one else is up there. Like, what's he defending? It's ridiculous. Anyway, so... Oh, wow, you're dead, dude. I just popped CDs. You're so fucking dead. Holy shit. So I go out, like, probably about, you know... I think it's like 5 in the morning. Like, we went out early. I forget why we went out so early. And we've been bodyboarding for about... Probably about 6 hours. Like we were doing like this is like what I used to do back then. I'd go out, we'd bodyboard for like 3 hours, go get some food, go back, bodyboard some more. Like that's what I did on my days off, especially if there was some like big fucking waves out. And like for me, 4-foot swell was like amazing because I could catch it without ever having to worry. But as the day progressed forward, the waves became a lot bigger. Eventually got to about 6-foot swell. Now, 6 foot for a lot of people who haven't bodyboarded before sounds big, but you also think like I'm 6'1". So if you stood next to me, I might only be a foot above you, and you look at me and it's like, oh, 6 foot swell's not that bad. But you gotta remember, oh, somebody wants to take it. All right, where are you? Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, dude, I'm waiting. You're here. Fucking, I don't give a shit. So I let the I kind of go out a little bit more, and you gotta remember when you're seeing 6 foot swell, you're laying on your stomach. You're on your stomach on your board, and there's this thing that's 6 foot above you now. It's not like 6 foot, like if you're standing next to me, I'm like a foot taller than you. No, that's not the case. It's the full 6 feet now above you, and you're looking up at it. And it's pretty fucking frightening sometimes. Especially now since Blade Storm, especially now since like I've had shitty experiences. So I go out and it's 6 foot swell, and the first wave I get on, I get absolutely just dumped. I get fucking dumped like crazy. I get carried all the way in, like I'm like only a few meters offshore by the time I fucking stop just being carried in. And this like should have been the time where, you know, a reasonable person would have went, hey, I should probably not go out when it's this big. I probably should stop. But in my mind, I was like, I just got dumped for the first time ever. This is amazing. Let's fucking charge this shit and just fucking... I'm gonna go do some crazy shit. I don't know what I thought. I was a stupid young dude. So I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do it. And of course I'm there with friends, because when and you don't want to be the guy who stops because, like, when your friend's there or some shit. Like, that's like, who wants to be that guy? So I fucking naturally go back out. It's hard for me just to get out there, like, with 6 foot swell smashing you. And, like, my duck dives are just barely enough to get me out there. Because with each fucking wave, each one I'm fucking ducking, I'm still getting carried back a few feet, a few meters with the fucking wave because they're just so powerful. And I finally get out. and I'm kind of sitting out there, and I'm scared. I'm scared to try and catch a wave. So I'm kind of just watching everyone, and then someone calls me on. I think it was one of my mates. Says, "Dude, what are you doing? You're just sitting out here. Is everything going okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, man. I'm just taking a break, just relaxing. I'll catch one in a little bit." And of course I did, because I don't want to fucking be a liar. So I naturally sit. I see a wave that doesn't look as big as the others, so I'm like, this is my chance. I'll catch this one, and I'll be fine. You know, it'll all be good. When you have to tell yourself this kind of stuff, it's usually not going to be good. So I get on the wave, and I get on it for about 3 seconds. Like, I literally get it, and as I get on it, it breaks immediately into the left. So I try and, like, ride it to the left. And as I like lean to the left, I completely get just the backside of my legs go up, and literally the wave like drives me forward and downwards, and it literally drove me into the sand. Like, I fucking went along the sand base and just got fucking like, if I didn't have like the board underneath me, because I somehow managed to hold onto the board, I probably would have been like just scratched up my fucking face and shit. It was rough business. After that, I've been underwater for about, let's say, 45 seconds, because I've got on the wave, it's pushed me all the way down, and I had to wait for the wave then to pass me to then go back up. And as I'm waiting, I'm not just waiting, I'm swimming up because it's pretty deep, and I finally get to the top, and as soon as I get to the top, another 6-footer comes in and crashes directly on my face. Like, I haven't even had a chance to like breathe yet, and then the exact same thing happens. The exact same thing happens where it's like, it's just pulled me and pushed me all the way down to the bottom again. I'm on the sand again, and that's the first time I ever went like, holy shit! Like, I'm out of air. Like, I can't hold my breath anymore. If you guys didn't know, I actually have asthma as well. There's a lot of stuff I should not be doing. I have asthma as well. I thought it'd be just drop the flag, and it's hard for me to hold my breath for long periods of time. So I've already held my breath like 45 seconds, which is like usually that's it. I get dunked again after not even being able to take a breath, and then it's been like a minute now. And a minute is like, especially a minute while you're exerting physical energy and you're working fucking hard. I'm like, this is it. Like, I got no energy left. I got zero. I got zilch. And I'm trying, but I'm still trying because I don't want to die. And I try to get to the top, And as I'm going to the top, I just break the surface and go to like gasp for air, and as I gasp for air, I get another mouthful of water because another wave just crashed on me, and that's when I start like I have like water in my lungs now. Like, it's not a good. It's probably the worst thing I've ever had is like. Well, I'll tell you in a sec. I have to take all this water in my mouth. It's fucking disgusting. This is pretty much the moment where I was like, okay, I guess I'm dead. I literally thought to myself, like, everyone says about when you're about to die that you have like these profound like thoughts or some shit, or that like you think like, oh, I'll miss my family and I love you guys, and you know, yeah, like your life flashes before your eyes. That didn't happen for me. I literally thought I was gonna die, and all that I thought was like, oh fuck, I'm dead. That's all I thought. That's the only thing that entered my mind once I like went up and that water went in my mouth. I went, oh fuck, I'm dead. This is what I thought. But luckily for me, because this is the third wave now that's hit me, it's actually dragged me all the way into shore. So I just realized after taking this mouthful of water that I can stand up. I'm not even joking. Like, I've finally been dragged far enough in to where I can now, in my fit of like choking on water, I've just been able to reach the floor and stand up and push my fucking head up. Unfortunately for me, the waves didn't stop there, though. Even though I could stand up, the waves are still coming. The waves are still fucking huge. And not only that, I'm in, like, a really bad spot because they crashed about a few meters out from me. So I have to, like, really get the fuck out of there quickly. So I'm choking and shit. I'm choking. I'm in a bad position. And I'm like, I really need to not be here at all. And I, gradually, like, make my way out of the water. I'm like, wading through the water. And I'm choking the entire time. Like, I'm gasping for air and choking. This gargoyle really hurts. That's why I'm just killing it to try and stay alive here. Don't want that gargoyle to kill me. Just waiting for my pet to come over here and give me some spirit bond action. And I finally get to this shore, and I just sit down. By this time, I don't know where my board is, by the way. My board's gone. I don't know where the fuck it is. Luckily for me, like, later on, my friend found it for me, even though I would never use it again. So I get the fucking to the beach, and I just sit down, and I start, like, regurgitating all this water. But you're not regurgitating it from your stomach, you're regurgitating it from your lungs. I literally had water in my lungs. And I'm like, eventually found myself like laying down on my side and like kind of like positioned so my legs are up above me. And as I'm doing that, I'm just literally letting this water dribble out of my lungs and come out of my mouth. And it was the most disgusting, horrific thing I've ever experienced, because it's a weird feeling that I'm never gonna get probably ever again. Like the feeling of like letting water come out of your lungs. It was disgusting. Not only that, I couldn't get warm after that. After I finally got my breath back and I was actually alive. I was I kind of got happy because I wasn't dead. I couldn't get warm. I was freezing cold. I fucking couldn't warm up, and I eventually just got my buddy that took me to drive me home. And fucking, because none of them, by the way, none of them solved any of this. This is all because when the waves are that big and you're crashing, a lot of times you'll all sit back at once and you'll watch one person go, then the next person will go, and you don't want to crash on each other's waves. And because of that, usually if someone gets fucked up, they'll notice it. But because I've been sitting out the back there, people started to kind of not take notice of me. They weren't paying attention to me. They just thought I was just sitting out there. So they would just go and go and go. And then when I happened to go, there was no one else out there with me. So I would have just bypassed him completely, and it sucked, man. Drowning, a lot of people I didn't actually drown, so I didn't pass out. I was really close. The third time when it happened, when I had the water in my lungs, I don't actually know how I was even still conscious. It was at any point in time, honestly, I could have just passed out and I would have been dead. But it was such a weird feeling to actually have that water in my lungs, man. Oh my god, it was I don't even know how to explain what it was like. It was fucking weird. That's all I can say. It was fucking weird. And the only reason I think that I stayed conscious was because I kept getting to the surface. You know what I mean? I still had that little bit of hope. I was I just got it. Oh, I got fucking dumped. I just got it. Oh, I got fucking dumped. And oh god, it sucks so much. This red probably trying to do some work here, but I'm just gonna silence him, disengage away, put a bit of a glaive toss on him. I do still have a what's it called? Scatter shot? Man, I forget what my scatter shot's called. The problem with having keybinds and macros and stuff like that, I just know what stuff does and forget what the fuck the move's called. My haste buff, rapid fire, I forget what that's called frequently because it's just in a burst macro. So when people ask me what do you use, I'm the burst macro. I use the burst macro. I forget what it's called. I forget it's called fucking rapid fire. Man, there's a lot of fucking. Why is this guy shouting out Gucci Gucci? What the fuck is happening? I'm confused. Let's see if this flag breaks to this game can. Yeah, so a lot of people actually. Some people have told me that the way they would want to die is drowning, and they believe that the reason they want to die in drowning is because when you drown, it's like a peaceful thing. It's you go under, you realize you're gonna die, you still have a little bit of breath left, and then you accept it and you let go, and then you just pass out from lack of oxygen. And yes, that is what would happen if you were to just keep your mouth shut and let yourself suffocate. That is what would happen. But if you're in my case and you somehow got water in your lungs, if you try to breathe underwater, which I pretty much did, because I didn't think I was gonna try and after that second wave dunked me, all I was thinking of was getting up to the surface and grabbing that fucking air and getting it in my lungs. But the problem was, as soon as I went up and the wave came down, that was right when I went to breathe, and I just got a mouthful and breathed in water. If you did something like that, I honestly would have to say it'd be one of the worst ways to die. Because just having that, the feeling of, it was choking without any, choking underwater, it was horrible. It was, literally, it's probably one of the worst things I've ever experienced, to be honest. And it stopped me, honestly, from ever bodyboarding. Not just that, I've had other experiences. The fucked up thing is, after this happened, I actually did continue bodyboarding for a long period of time. I kept doing stuff. I stayed the fuck active. I used to bodyboard a lot, still. But stuff like that just kept happening and kept happening, and I eventually was yeah, this is not gonna happen. And one of the last things that happened was the stingray attacking me. Well, not the stingray attacking me, me stepping on a stingray and it fucking barbed me in the foot. That was one of the last things that ever happened. So I got the hiccups all of a sudden. Yeah, one of the last things that ever happened to me was the stingray attacking me. And I was okay, this is obviously I slowly realized that me and the beach, me and the ocean, we don't get along. We don't agree with each other. If I come here, I either drown, I get fucking gravel rash on my face from being smashed along sand. I had a few bad experiences with coral. I would a lot of my friends would go shallow bodyboarding along a reef, and I fucking decided, you know what, this sounds fucking smart, I'm gonna come out and do this as well. And then if you get dunked on that, you just get dragged along coral and reef, and it's, oh my god, it's really, yeah, that was actually almost worse than almost drowning, because it sucks that when you're in the water and you're getting pushed, you're on for the whole ride, you know what I mean? You can't just stop yourself from doing this. And of course, they have a fucking feral Jew with the flag, who's probably a guardian. And these guys are actually really OP for carrying. It pisses me off every single time I see one. We do have 2 stampedes. Look at this. We have 3 hunters and a druid just taking all this fucking damage. Look at this. We have 3 stampedes now. Everyone's pop stampede. Look how much damage this guy's taking. It's ridiculous. Gonna try and get a cap back there. I do get it. Hopefully he caps that. Hopefully he caps that. They're all on defense. Hopefully Caps that? Why have you not capped? This is weird. You're literally right there, dude. There we go. Jesus Christ, 16 KBs, did not top damage, a mage did, that's very nice. So if you guys ever drowned, well, if you ever almost drowned, if you guys have ever had like some near-death experiences, I'd love for you to tell me in the description below so I can read that shit. I'm super interested. Hope you guys enjoyed the story. Have a good day, I love you, and I'll see you next video. See you guys. Come to your senses, Pypo.